All right, let's get you guys out of here with this. Garion, Dodgers, Yankees, both in action. They're the favorites to win the World Series right now. So plus 450, plus 650 here respectively. Like a month ago, or a month into the season rather, like how are you feeling about any of these team futures right now? Any at all?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go the opposite of Erik and attempt to reverse jinx my favorite team right now. The weirdest line to me in terms of the make the playoff odds is probably the Toronto Blue Jays. Right now they are still plus 500 to not miss the playoffs. And I'm not saying this is necessarily going to happen, but with the emergence of the Angels in the West, the Mariners, sleeping giant. I know they're a couple games under 500, Steve, but you know, sleeping giant. The Yankees right now are running away with the American League East. The Twins are a lot better than people expected. Like, this isn't a layup anymore that 3 American League East teams are going to make the playoffs. And again, it's early. The Jays have played one of the hardest schedules in baseball to this point. There's a lot of reasons to think they're going to turn this around. However, just look at the comparable odds. A team like the White Sox, who is in an infinitely easier division, is only 2.5 games back of the division lead right now. They are plus 170 to miss the playoffs. Why are the Jays plus 500? Because people liked them in March? I just think this number's inflated right now, and as much as it pains me to say it, I think there's some good value betting it.
All right, Bukes, you got the Twins and Angels still plus money to win the division. I mean, the Angels off to a 21-11 start, lead the AL West, and there is talent now rising up to play alongside Trout, Ohtani, and Rendon.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe the Angels are actually legit this season, but that's too bad. They're in the same division as the Mariners, so it's not going to happen. You know, Garion kind of touched upon this a little bit. You know, Erik's shaking his head, but Erik knows anything. He touched upon this a little bit here. The White Sox are still minus 120 to win the division, okay? While it's not all that enticing to take a big favorite to win the division, about a month ago, they were almost double that to win the division. And we have a couple teams here in this division that I think we can say are overperforming. The Guardians are one of those teams. The Twins have been okay, but I don't think they're going to be able to sustain this all season long. So for you to get the White Sox at minus 120 to win the division, a team who was over minus 200 when the season began to win this, you're getting a really nice discount here. That team is going to figure it out. Their advanced stats just show how much bad luck that they've been running into. Like, their expected batting average and their actual batting average was miles apart. This team is going to start hitting. They have the pitching staff to do so. Take them at minus 120. They're going to win the division by the time the year's over.
Erik, which futures prices here jump out to you?
First, I got to mention to Steve how much I enjoyed the Phillies Mariners series earlier this week.
Yeah.
But as far as the actual question here, I'm going to take a look at one of the bets to win the title, take it all. And I like the Brewers at plus 1,200. I think the teams that are favorites, most of them seem fairly priced, but I don't think you're really getting a steal, especially because so much can happen in the playoffs. They are closer to a coin flip. One way to really increase your odds in the playoffs is to have fewer coin flips. And this year, the top 2 division winners get a bye. Right now, that isn't the Brewers, but with how many games they get to play against teams like the Reds, the Pirates, and the Cubs, those free wins, I think, give them a pretty good shot of passing either the Dodgers or the Mets. It looks like it'll probably be to be at least the second best division winner. Then they're one step closer to the World Series compared to whichever of those teams finishes third. I also think their rotation is going to be really scary in the playoffs now that Eric Lauer looks like he's a frontline arm. Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta, Eric Lauer might be the best top 4 in the league. Then you throw in Craig Counsell as a manager I really trust in the postseason. I think at plus 1,200, even though they aren't the most talented team, I think everything lines up for them to have better chances than those odds suggest.